Greetings from me, you're watching WromWrom, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing and a regular news roundup of weekly sim racing news. My name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. Hey, for once not a half-hour video. In this heat it would have been a bit too much, although you could be listening to me for half an hour at the pool. On the other hand, if you thirst for our content, we have as always tons of product reviews and our interview with Aris. And the news. Rennsport piled up updates and patches this week, as well as the long talked about pricing changes while releasing the Touring Classics Part 1 DLC. Before we get to the cars, the big headline is pricing. The Standard Edition is getting a permanent 50% price cut starting tomorrow. The Deluxe Edition will see a similar reduction during the summer sale at the end of July, because a multiplayer-focused platform needs more drivers on the grid. Now for the paid content. The centerpiece is the Hockenheimring Classic Revival. This blends the modern GP layout with the old forest straights that were removed in 2002. The developers are pretty clear this is not a laser-scanned replica of the original. They call it a time machine that ignores modern compromises, which is a dramatic way of saying it is a fictional mashup of two layouts. Still, the idea of combining the old forest sectors with the current circuit is intriguing. 4 paid cars come with a DLC: the Mercedes 190e 2.5 16 Evo 2, the BMW E30 M3, the Alfa Romeo 155 V6 Ti, and the Mercedes C-Class V6 DTM. The patch notes describe these in very theatrical terms, calling them exercises in flirted aggression and technological brutes. The writing paints the 90s touring era as the last time drivers mattered instead of software. That is heavily romanticized, but okay. On the free side, 2 cars and a track are being added. The HWA Evo R is described as a modern reinterpretation of the 190e. The Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 RS Club Sport adds a contemporary mid-engine option. Thermalito is a community-created track originally made by DDF Racer, now polished in partnership with Nuked Drop. Nice to see community work elevated to official status. Livery content is substantial. 20 heritage liveries come free for DLC owners across the 4 touring cars. 348 Rennsport Cup liveries are available across 29 vehicles at $50 Renn each. 8 exclusive Hall of Fame liveries for GT3 cars are locked behind winning official league events. The patch notes describe this as a staggering volume of liveries, which feels like a stretch for what are essentially cosmetic skins, but the quantity is undeniably large, like a lot. NPCs have received a round of tweaks: collision avoidance, cornering logic, driveline discipline, race starts, pit lane behavior, and cross-class consistency have all been adjusted. Importantly, NPCs now operate within the same mechanical limitations as the human drivers. The team specifically says this is not a new iteration yet, just refinements. Fair enough. On the technical side, several crash fixes landed. Crashes when returning to the main menu from a race, crashes during NPC sessions, benchmark crashes, and a crash tied to pit lane penalty logic have all been resolved. Sebring got a grid spacing fix for multi-class races. A cheeky collision hole on Founders track that let drivers enter the pit lane through the mountainside is now closed. The Porsche 911 GT1 had erroneous windscreen stickers removed. The Hyundai N-Vision 74 was incorrectly assigned and is now properly restricted to race mode. UI fixes include decoupling garage filters from race filters so your own car stays visible, fixing a stretch background on Laguna Seca for ultra-wide users, repairing the Sebring TrackMac background, restoring a missing thumbnail for the Porsche Mission R, and fixing player badges not rendering on profile cards. There is also a fix for a system error that previously prevented owned stickers from appearing in the application menu. Telemetry speeds were updated for Laguna Seca and Sebring across several vehicles including the Porsche 963, the Peugeot 9X Evo and BMW M Hybrid V8. Championship leaderboard platform icons and grid summary car counts are now accurate. A quick session bug resetting car classes is fixed and own stickers should now appear properly in the menu. For those running custom contests, hosts can now kick users before a session begins and prevent those specific drivers from rejoining that lobby. One known issue remains. Some NPC cars still leave the track at the first chicane on the Hockenheim Ring Classic Revival. Expect that to be patched soon. Endurance Motorsport Series showed a new track they have designed for the game in a small trailer, which is what you're going to be seeing during this short news section. The trailer also shows the Cadillac V Series R and the Chevrolet Corvette Z06 GT3R. Keen eyes had found the entry in Steam's database, now it's official. PlaySport have announced Motorsport Manager 2. As somebody who played version 1 till there was nothing more for me to do, as well as playing the online version of it, I'll happily part with my money for this one. For now, the game is scheduled for 2027. Project Motor Racing released a small patch for version 2006, adding a multiplayer verification system which will see to it everybody is using the latest version of the sim and so avoid software conflicts. They've also released the GT Icons Pack DLC. While they are doing some last finishing touches, AC Rally's makers Supernova Studios already shared what they plan to bring out in version 0.5 of the sim, which is scheduled for the 29th of this month, tomorrow. The big addition is a new location. Rally Greece is now available with two stages called Elatia and Loutraki. The developers describe one as suited for high average speeds and the other as more technical and twisty. They also mentioned these stages are laser scanned and span over 22 kilometers with significant elevation changes. There are also dedicated rally weekend presets made specifically for Greece. Online multiplayer has finally arrived in its first phase. Drivers can create custom lobbies or join official ones, supporting up to 16 people in single-stage events. You can spectate ongoing matches mid-race and view live results. Lobby hosts can adjust track and weather settings between stages. Official developer-managed rooms will rotate on a weekly schedule with different car restrictions, car categories, and weather conditions. The schedule shown includes things like Mini Cooper S tarmac events and Lancia Delta Col de Turini light snow sessions. The weekly rotation runs 2 standard events refreshed each week and 1 premium event available Friday through Sunday. Each is backed by multiple lobby instances to keep slots open. Now for the heavier stuff. A major physics overhaul landed with this update. This includes revised tire formulas, better surface recognition, and a new bulldozing effect on gravel surfaces. The description gets pretty technical here, talking about peak, sleep, angle formulas, and load sensitivity calculations. There are promises about thermal dynamics, tire wear, and advanced suspension setups coming in the medium term. A long-term collaboration with specialized Italian company Megarite is also mentioned. None of these are confirmed features yet, just goals. Treat them as such. An improved ideal line system was added too. It now widens through corners to account for realistic grip variation. The line also supports asymmetrical paths, letting the visuals and track placement differ on each side. Currently, this only works in grease stages, but should expand elsewhere later. The visuals for skid marks follow this wider path too. Good thinking, even if it's not fully implemented everywhere yet. Other changes include update engine audio for some cars, a helmet make audio option, and a fix that removes wheel and suspension sounds from the side speakers in 7.1 setups. Engine RPM smoothing was also added, camera FOV adjustments, a new global option to sync your camera layout across all cars or keep it per vehicle, cockpit vibration effects for immersion, bug fixes around vehicle data and track objects, and Impreza S3 database correction, and general lighting and particle improvements. On the event sites, 2 new event groups bring 24 fresh events for the new locations, and 8 snow condition events were added for Alsace and Wales. Environment work includes improved streaming performance, high-resolution crowd models at the Monster start and end zones, a grease service park, fixes for terrain flickering across service parks, missing tree collision data, duplicate trees causing a minor performance hit, and floating grass and bushes. Parked car variety was also expanded. Leaderboards have been reset with this update to keep competition fair under the new physics. We think it's fair of you to hit like on this video if you liked it and subscribe to not miss any of our videos and to let us and the YouTube algorithm know this was worth your time.